Hey guys, I'm down here at the local Corps Engineers project. I was supposed to take a trip today that didn't come off. This is plan B. So we're going to come out here and see what's going to happen. It's cold, it's gloomy, it's kind of windy. The sky looks like it could open up and start pouring just about any minute. Sounds like a good day to be out to me. But we're rigged for nymphing, but I'm seeing an awful lot of birds on the water. All those swallows out there, I don't know if you can see them, but they're skimming the top of the water, which means the mayflies are probably out. And so hopefully, I'm kind of praying we're going to start out rigged for nymphs, but I'm kind of hoping maybe it turns out to be a dry fly day. Let's go find out. Got lots of birds around. That means we got some bug activity, but I don't see anything on the surface, and I don't see anything eating on the surface. So we've got a little bit of a nymph rig going here. Nymph under an indicator. There we go. There's another one. Guy feels like he might be a little bigger. Oh yeah. Nice size crop. Oh nope, little white bass. No wonder he felt a little bigger. We got a little white bass come to the party. And there he is with my nymph hanging out of his mouth like a good boy. That might be what come along and splashed down on the indicator too. Get out of there, guy. We're just fishing a pine squirrel collared nymph, and we've got him just a couple of feet under an indicator here. Starting out fairly shallow because good possibility of catching crappies out here. And the thing with crappie is they'll usually come up for a bait, but they'll very rarely go down, so you don't want to get under them. So you start running pretty shallow and then start inching down until you get into the fish. Starting to see more bugs on the water. So basically all we're doing here, got a nice wind. The wind's going to put a good bounce on that indicator, which is going to make the fly move. So we're just putting it out there and just letting it kind of swing in the current that the wind's creating. Maybe occasionally giving it just a little bit of a pop or a twitch. Let that indicator do the work. Oh, that was a rock. Starting to see a few more fish taking the Dries all of a sudden. So maybe we either need to switch or come up way shallower. Might start by taking the indicator off and just twitching that nymph along under the surface. Oh, there. Oh, nope. Oh. Looks like I might have broke off on that one. Yep, one rock too many without retying my fly. Well, put the quick pause on to get a new fly on. Okay, so while I was retying, fish started coming up and working the surface a lot more, and so I've put on a dry fly, I've put on a beetle, and it's definitely getting the swallows' attention out there. You can see them kind of dropping on it. We're just going to let it kind of drift across and see if we can't get something to eat it. It's starting to rain just a little bit too. There we go, there we're into one. There, we got him. Maybe they're not so small. Maybe they're just sipping. He feels like he's pretty nice. Yeah, he's not bad at all. In fact, he might be the biggest one so far. Nice big white bass. Yeah, good white bass. Right there on the dry fly, got it right in this corner of his mouth there. There we go. Get him back in the water. Swim off. So what we're doing with the dry fly is exactly what we were doing with the nymph and the indicator rig earlier. We're just putting it out there, letting the wind kind of bounce it along, letting it drift on the current that the wind's creating, and waiting for a fish to come along and grab it. It's just almost exactly like dead drifting on a river. Only difference is I don't have to worry about some silly current seam getting between me and the fly and causing drag, because the wind's pretty much uniform all the way across. And I'm fishing for fish that, even if it was dragging a little, probably wouldn't care. So, best of both worlds. There we go. There we go. Big old bluegill. Nobody seems to care. Everybody's wanting to eat the beetles today. I'm going with the beetle because he's a little bit easier to see. What they're actually feeding on is a mayfly hatch that's about the same. There's another one. Feeding on a mayfly hatch that's about the same color as the beetle, but just a couple of sizes smaller. And I'd be throwing mayflies out there, or a Goddard caddis or something, but they just don't quite have the visibility. So we're going with the beetle instead, so I can see where he's at out there. Looks like we had a near-miss heron attack survivor here. He's got the scar on his back there from the heron. Well, get back there. You've survived enough for one day. There we go. There's another one. A little nicer one this time too. Go. What's really kind of cool is these guys aren't that far out where they're hitting. Pretty close to the bank, actually. So you can see everything. You can see them come up for the fly, and just like that. Just like that. Turned out to be a really good day. Love to watch them hit those dry flies. There we go, and another one. Go. Back you go. Oh, That one actually picked it up. He dropped it right away, thankfully, but he picked it up. There we go. There we go. Another nice one. Back in the water. There we go, there's another one. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so we tried the nymph, and the nymph worked really well. We switched to the dry fly. The dry fly is working good. In fact, the dry fly seems to be finding bigger fish than the nymph was finding. It is really starting to come down pretty good though, rain-wise, so I think it's probably not going to be too much longer, and I'm going to have to put the camera away. So, I'm going to probably keep fishing, but I'm going to tuck the camera under my raincoat, and if it starts raining a little more, and that will probably be it for us for this episode. Love watching those swallows come down and take swipes at the fly. But I think it's going to be fun the rest for a while yet, as long as we don't get any thunder and lightning. So I'm definitely going to kind of stick it out here. But it is starting to rain harder. Oh, just missed one there. Gonna try to close this out on a fish. There we go. There we got him. He's gonna stay hooked up. That guy took it in a minute. Alright, come to Papa. There we go. And the rain is coming down, so I think we're going to close out on this guy. So, but a lot of fun here catching white bass on a nice sprinkly rainy day. Don't let the weather stop you. Good raincoat. Some nymphs and some dry flies. Look for the birds. They'll tell you where the bugs are at. And I'm going to keep fishing, but I'm going to have to turn off the camera, so we'll see you in the next one.